Hello and welcome to Possible Outcomes Podcast. I don't think that was right, but we're going to say it anyway. Hello and welcome back to Possible Outcomes. We are your hosts. My name is Lily.
And I'm Mick.
And we are two mixed girls living in a black and white world. Every week we are going to dive deep into the nitty-gritty of life as we know it, but with the joy of two people who refuse to be told how to live. We post new videos every week, so make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, smash the like button. What are we talking about this week, Mick?
We're talking about moving.
This
is where you could put in a clip of Billy Joel. I'm moving out. We do not have the rights to that song.
Nope.
Please don't come for us. Yeah, so let's talk about moving.
Okay.
So I moved to Jacksonville, Florida in September of 2021 after the cocoa derailed my plans, as it does. But actually, it all worked out because I needed to save some more money to move because moving is expensive.
Very.
Yeah. And I looked up some questions to ask yourself when moving.
Ooh.
Because they look cheesy and fun.
Okay.
So my little story of moving is I've never been out of Hoosick Falls, with the exception of Potsdam, which, I didn't move there, so I don't really count that. But that was my first experience away from home. And originally, when I got there, I was like, I can't wait to go home. I hate it here. I want to be with my family. And then as the years went by, I was like, yeah, do I want to go home? I'm all right. And then, it's the sudden shock, when you graduate and then you have to go because you're done. Your world up there is done.
Right.
That was a culture shock too. So never lived anywhere else. Decided it's time. Let's go. Where's a soft place to land? Jacksonville, Florida, where, most of Hoosick Falls already moved to. So I got people down there. I was like, perfect. What the hell? Why not? And my favorite question that everyone would ask me when I told them eventually that I was going to go was, why Jacksonville? And I'm like, because I have people there. I'm not going to go somewhere where I don't know anyone.
Right.
And completely start from scratch. I'm not that brave. I'm brave. I'm not that brave. And I don't think that's smart either. Insert true crime plug here. Because you could end up dead in somebody's basement.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So we decided to pit pop on down to Jacksonville, Florida. I was working 98 odd jobs to save money and, get my credit card debt back to zero. And I knew moving was expensive, but I didn't know how expensive. And I don't even have a lot of shit. Moving your shit is. And also packing is a nightmare. Let's not even go there. So I just have my room. Okay. I don't really have pots and pans. When I was living with Aaron, it was all his stuff. I had my Keurig, whatever. So I had to do a lot of research about ways to move my stuff. And I settled on a pod. Instead of driving, a U-Haul, they drop you off like a container. You shove all your stuff in it, lock it up, call them. They pay, and it's a set price, which is really cool. They come, they pick it up, and they take it to where you want them to take it to and drop it off. Usually when, there's been horror stories where your stuff just doesn't come. And you're like, where's my stuff? And they're like, oh, we don't know. I literally read a horror story about this woman who moved to California from the East Coast. And she was like, where are my things? And they're like, ooh, yeah, we lost them.
How do you lose?
They have you can store it in a warehouse. It's really cool. It's really good business. And the price went way up. But yeah, they lost their stuff. And you can get insurance on your stuff for if stuff breaks or if it just disappears into the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
So that you can get new stuff. But I really like the pod. I would 10 out of 10 recommend for somebody that's, going along a longer distance because it's more expensive to drive the truck to where you're going. And if you are going to, you're staying there, leave it there. It's more expensive for them to come get it and bring it back and all that stuff. So I did that kind of research. I quit my 99 jobs and took one full-time job at the grocery store.
Good to see.
And at this point, I didn't tell anyone. A couple people knew that I was gonna but not many because I didn't
Mm.
want, because it's high school there. It's basically high school
Yeah.
at the grocery store, and everybody's talking about everybody. Everybody's sleeping with everybody.
Ew.
And what's the hot goss? It's true. I know it's terrible. That's a whole different episode.
Grey's
Um,
Anatomy with the
it's
produce section.
the produce section. And so I took the full time job in the fish department. I'm a fish slinger in my spare times. And when I remember when my boss found out, because I hadn't told him yet, it was like the middle of summer. He came up to me and I was stocking the shrimp, just stocking up the shrimps, as one does, because nobody else does any work in there. And he grabbed me by the arm and like squeezed my arm, and I was like, "Hey!" And I called him Dad. I was like, "Hey, Dad, what's up?" And he goes, "You're," through his teeth, "You're moving to Florida," and I was like, "Surprise!" Because I just got the job in January. I only took, sorry, I only took the job so that I could get more money to leave.
Right.
Because I would be like shoveling ice at 4 a.m, filling up the case, crying my eyes out because like I don't want to be here. This is not what I want to do.
Right.
Like anybody out there can relate, drop it in the comments because it's a thing. Listening to my, my go away playlist as I'm,
Yeah.
So we did it. We said we're going. People are like, "You're not actually going to do it. Like you're just saying you're going to do it," which is fair because I talk a lot of shit. And Lily, you know that. I talk mad shit, talk a good game. I think I've been talking about leaving for since my early 20s. And I finally did it when I turned 31. So it was fair.
Better
But I think
late
that really
than
just
never.
spurred me on to get the fuck out. And then, leaving, leaving my family. I mean, my brother's down here in Florida, but he's on the other side and down at the bottom. But like
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, I think anybody who plans on leaving, I 10 out of 10 highly recommend not saying anything to anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe like a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
And then go. Because people will do this.
I have a question after we get through this that reminds me of a situation
Of a situation
that I'd love to get an update on.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so we got the job. We saved the money. We saved all our money. I saved up like a cool 8-9 grand. And I talked to, I did some research with friends that have moved down here. My friend Molly moved down here and she was like, I said, like, how did you do it? Because like I was getting cold feet. Like, I'll be real. She was like, well, I, sold my car. And I was like, what? Quit my job, sold my car, packed a suitcase, and left with like 2 grand in the bank. And I was like, okay.
That's one way to do it.
Okay. I mean, Megan's brother, Tony, moved to New York City. This was like 6-7 years ago with literally a duffel bag and like $10. And he's been living there and met his fiance and like is a bad bitch of a tattoo artist. And like they just bought a house in St. Augustine. And like the rich part of Jacksonville, like the old timey cuteness part.
Right.
So like it's possible, but how? If you're one of those people and you're out there, please drop it in the comments. If you've done this and it's been successful for you, I have questions. What the fuck? I have many questions. So we threw a party. You were there. It was a great party. Forgot to put the where and the when on the invite. That was probably my favorite part.
Oh, man. I literally think about that at least once a week.
Does it live rent-free in your head?
Yes. And then when I think about it, I tell my boyfriend that I just thought about it. And he goes, how are we supposed to know? And I say, I don't know.
It's like a speakeasy. Figure it out. I don't know. I've thrown my own party.
In college, people, that would happen to a lot of like, groups making posters. It'd be like,
yes,
come out to the soccer's club and, Sunday we'll see you there. And like the poster will like go up on like a Tuesday.
What time, guys?
But like what Sunday, what time, and where? So Mick sent out these
Beautiful invites.
Actually, well, you gave one to me because I was up
Yeah,
there.
you guys were in town.
Yeah, I was in town. We were visiting. Well, we were passing through, but we were visiting. And then Mick was like, here's the invite to my going away
Here it
party.
is.
And
Here you
it's
go.
this really great picture of Mick, and she's like, I'm going away. Come celebrate. See you there.
See you there.
And
oh, there's pizza. There's beer.
Yeah.
See you there.
Yeah. There was gonna be a pizza truck.
Yep.
And I was like, cool. Like
Love
that
it.
idea.
Here for pizza.
And I was like, beer, whatever. You know, I'm not a big drinker. But go off, you know, live your life. And so we were like, very cool, very cool. And I think I opened that maybe about 5 minutes after I left.
After you left.
Yeah. And I called immediately and text and then called again.
Text was so good.
To make sure
when
that Mick knew that no one is going to know when
no one's coming
or where to go for this celebratory going away party. Because
very
there are options. There are many options.
Woo, so many options. Really though. That's probably my favorite story from the whole thing.
That was great.
It was a wild time. We had a bomb party.
Yeah.
Good times, great oldies. I highly recommend to anyone moving that you get a massage before you leave because it is so stressed. Packing, crying, hugging people goodbye, quitting. 10 out of 10 recommend quitting. It was the tits. 10 out of 10 would do and will do again.
Yeah,
it was
for
good.
sure.
Everybody should do. But get that massage. Like I got the massage the day before and I was like, ooh, this is aces. And we went to dinner at my sister's house and shoop. My pod was packed up and on its way. Called and told them where to bring it. Megan was here to pick me up to drive back down with me. And also highly recommend that. Don't drive alone. You'll be listening to your sadness playlist.
Yeah.
Right.
And everyone calling you. How's it
going?
How's the drive? We miss you already.
I hate it. It's long.
We miss you already.
But also, like, I think 10 out of 10 make a list of all the stuff that you're going to put in your car, which I did and then promptly forgot my ukulele and my robe that Aaron got me for my birthday.
Aww.
It's in this closet, by the way. I can show you one day. It's really cute. It's like velvet, has a hood. It's very like Lord of the Rings.
Oh
yeah, it's a bad bitch, motherfucking cape, ass robe, fucking shit. It was awesome. So we're leaving at the butt crack of dawn. Meg slept over. We get up. That's the saddest goodbye I think I've ever had was with Aaron.
Yeah,
because he and I had been together for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, since I got home from college, like I was dating Nathan, moved out of my parents' house, in with Camilla. That didn't work out for its own reasons. Moved out of there. It's just too small. Moved out of there. Aaron was like, hey, want to live with me? And I was like, I absolutely do. And then we were boop, boop, boop together ever since.
Yeah.
And sweet Aaron. He was like, wake me up like before you leave. And I was like, okay. And so we did. And we're all like getting all our stuff together, packing the car. Barbara too. My friend Barbara came back over, brought us these hunkin' banana muffins.
Oh.
And she made them fresh and hot at like 3 a.m. Oh
my God.
What a lady. And she packed us like hot apple cider. It was so delicious. That's one of my favorite memories. And she was like, all right, like, good luck. And I was like, bye. But Aaron waving goodbye in the kitchen window with the cat. So I'm going to cry thinking about it. It was so cute and sad. And I was like, I'm not dead. Like, I'll be back. Like, I know you're not dead. Like, I know you'll be back, but it's like, it's just different. And I was like, I know. And Megan's like, I got to go. I can't watch this. Like, she ran and hid in the car. The drive down was pretty uneventful, thank God. My car did not, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, driving across the country for long stretches of time in a car that is packed with things. It wasn't too many things, but it was enough. And my like air conditioner wasn't having it.
Yeah.
It was not. It was like hot air. And I was like, is my car going to blow up? Like, what's happening? I was like, hit those windows because I can't breathe. I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, we stopped in and saw Katie Cox in Virginia. That was our first stop. And we stayed over. We saw Pastor Mike and Lois, and then we, journeyed on. Saw Megan's sister the next morning. Didn't realize how out of the way that was going to be. Love you, Morgan, but it was like I don't ever want to stop. I'm just go.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Just go. And we stopped a lot. And I was like, can we just go?
We're killing
So we
time
got
here.
back, like honestly, and we stopped and like it was great to see Mo, and her daughter was so cute, and her new boyfriend was hot as hell. Like, ooh, Daddy James, tell you what the what? I said, listen, if you're done with her, you want to ditch her. I will treat you right. Best part is they've visited since then, and James knows that I'm just like heart eyes.
I can't.
Hi. Honestly, he's like what 6'3" and like a sniper. Like he's a bad bitch, and he's wicked nice,
Well,
and
that's a
he's hot as
plus.
hell.
That's a plus.
There's like so many pluses here.
There's so many pluses.
Check those boxes, all right? Like, and he's so great with her daughter too. But I digress. So we get here at like 9 o'clock at night in the dark, sweating because it's September, and I've been told that that's not even hot. So like that's not even it. You wait. And I said I don't appreciate that. All right, don't appreciate that. I'm thick. I don't.
Wait, so you haven't spent a summer there yet? This is gonna be your first summer.
This is my first summer.
I wish you the most bestest of lucks. For sure. Hashtag global warming.
Hashtag we're underwater.
Yeah, hashtag Florida.
Yeah. True nightmare. Yeah. And and nobody ever tells you that like when you move, you're like literally you're grieving your old life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I knew that was a thing, but I didn't expect to feel the way that I felt, and I was sobbing at church the next morning. Just sobbing my eyes out. And I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
What have I actually done?
It's a lot, you're changing everything. You have no more routine. You are starting completely fresh. And like, I know a lot of people are like, yes, get out, new life. It's a new day, and you draw the curtains. But like, you haven't even had time to put curtains up yet.
You truly have not.
Like, you haven't even had time for curtains up yet. Like, is your bed even made? Like, are you sleeping on a pile of clothes?
Is it even your bed? Nope.
No.
Whose bed is this? I was living out of a suitcase for a couple days.
Yeah, you gotta like gather yourself, and if you do it wrong, it can really hurt you. Like if you do things too fast for yourself, and everyone's self is different. If you do things too fast for yourself, it's not going to help you be able to emotionally handle the change and like mentally like address the reasons, like, okay, this is good. I did this for these reasons. This is the plan. This is the goal. This is what I want. This is why I didn't want to still be there. It's a lot to literally unpack and, mentally and emotionally unpack as well.
Unpack, yeah.
Because you've been packing your entire life away up here, and now you have a brand new one.
Literal brand new one. Wow, I didn't know I was going to therapy today.
You're welcome.
Lily. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man, moving is, I don't tell you, it's a lot. Somebody knocking at my door?
No, I think that was, I think I hit my microphone.
Ah, always sounds like somebody's knocking on the door. You can never know. But yeah, so 10 out of 10 highly recommend moving. But also, if you're moving, like you said, Lily, make sure you're moving for the right reasons,
Yeah.
Because there are, like, my friend tried to move. Erica tried to move, but she was running away from, she's like, a whole host of things. But I mean, she realized it, so she had packed it all up, said her goodbyes, left for North Carolina. North Carolina? Yeah. And, hadn't found a place yet. I'm lucky that this is why I recommend moving somewhere where you know people. That I had somebody I had some lined up. I had an idea for a job lined up. I had these things lined up. I also don't have 2 children, 900 animals, and like a whole ass house and people to take care of.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to do that when you're single. And she was down here for like a week, and like nothing was happening, nothing was coming through, and she was like, called me sobbing. She'd said before she left, she's like, if I need you to come get me, will you come get me? And I was like, yeah, of course. Not thinking in a million years I'd have to go get her.
Right.
It's like, it's all gonna work out. She called me up following Friday night or Saturday, and she was like, all right, I'm coming back. And I was like, oh. And I said, and that's really brave and hard too, to say, I tried this thing.
Yep.
Wasn't for me. Turn it around and go home, and that's fine. And like, it worked out that she was able to move back into the house that she was already in. The kids were able to start school like they never left. It was like they never left.
Yeah.
It was a really good learning experience. So I fucking flew down to Asheville, North Carolina, rented a car, zoomed in, went to sleep, packed up her stuff again from the storage unit, and we drove home through the night on Saturday night into Sunday. Didn't sleep. I didn't sleep after I got there either. I mean, sleep on the plane, like whatever. I was so tired. I don't think I've ever been that tired. I had to work at the store, and I had to go in and do prices. So I rolled in at 5:00. I got to work, and I'm like doing all this stuff, and I'm upstairs, and it's so warm and cozy. And I was like trying to like make the signs. I just like closed my eyes for a minute. And I don't know how long I was like sitting up asleep. Wow.
Yeah.
It was a while.
Yeah.
So just make sure, like, if you're going, you got like a real, 110% here for the people who don't want to have a plan. Good for you. But if there are people that are depending on you, animals that are depending on you, you're depending on you, and if your brain can't handle it, maybe make a plan.
Yeah. And talking about the situations where, moving is a choice and not, a life-threatening necessity, like
True.
That's, if you're like running from like domestic violence or stuff like that, then do whatever you need to do. But like when it comes to like, I want to move to a different location, take a moment. And like, I don't know, I think it's like the Virgo in me, but I've been like this ever since I was a kid. Like we would go on, like family vacations or like weekend trips or something, and they'd say, we'd pack an overnight bag, but we wouldn't know where we were going to be overnight. Like we wouldn't have the hotel lined up or know what city or whatever we would be. And I hated it. Like and my family would laugh like, ha 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 ha, because I'm the baby, and so I have absolutely no control over anything that we do. And they'd laugh at me because I was concerned about not knowing where I was going to sleep at night. But like, it's just something that is in me to know where I'm going to sleep at night.
I want to know.
I just want to know, Where am I
going to be? I want to know.
Because not knowing usually ends up in a place like a Night's Inn, and there's bed bugs and roaches, and you have to, sleep sitting up on your own clothes and then throw them away the next day, and like you can't take a shower because the towels are so dirty, like that types of stuff happens, and I don't like that. So
Yuck.
I would like to know where I'm going to emotionally prepare if it is going to be one of those types of really crappy places, so anywho. Yes. And so I enjoy knowing at least an outline of a plan, an idea, some type of let's do step A before we get to step B, and then while we're getting to step B, let's maybe think about C.
Thinking ahead is always good.
Prepare ourselves for that.
I love thinking ahead. Yep. All these questions are about movers. I am my own moving company. And I have to move again because my roommates are having a baby. So I get to do it all over again.
But you want to stay as
No.
close as you are, like as close as possible, or
I
does it
do
really
like
matter?
this location
Yeah.
of the gigantic city that is Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, this
Right.
particular borough is pretty nice, and it's close to where I work. But I'm moving in with my two friends because they're in a house right now. But the woman who owns the house is like, I'm gonna sell, so like, get out.
Ooh.
So out we go, which is fine. But now we need to find a place that fits three of us, and these places don't have three full bathrooms. It's usually 2.5, and I was like, I don't want to share a
Yeah.
bathroom. But I
Yeah.
mean, I've done it before. Like, I can do it again. But now I've been spoiled. I have my own ensuite bathroom here,
Right.
which
Well, I
is,
mean, you could always be the one paying a little more for their own bathroom.
it's true.
Say, okay, well, there's two you, one of me. I pay more. I get my own bathroom. You two share.
To share.
That's all the thing, you know.
I want my own.
Door with a lock and key.
You know. Also, I don't know. I've got a couple interviews lined up for jobs, so I might be back north.
What do you mean might be back north?
I might be back north,
Like no, like north, like Hoosick north,
like Vermont north, like
like
north,
Vermont north.
like Vermont north.
Like we
Yeah,
could film in a room together.
we could, because I'll be up north if these things come through.
If it pans out. I mean,
If it pans out,
I'm not against it. I know that you
then
will not like the temperature in
yeah,
Florida
that's
during
for
the
sure.
summer. I know
That
that.
is. Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
because just all of it, you know, like
All of it.
just all of it. Florida summer. I don't know.
Bugs,
I don't know why the bugs. I don't know. Like, oh, I can't
the
do it.
lizards. I saw a lizard eat a spider, like right in front of me. The spider was on my 3 year old's foot, and the lizard was like, scooped it right up. And then I saw a giant bird come down and scoop up a lizard, and I was like, wow, the circle of life.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a lot.
It was right in the backyard, and I was like, that bird was huge. That
That's
bird was
a
like the size of a chihuahua. It was a big bird, okay? And not like Big Bird, but like a
Aw.
big bird.
Wow.
Who's husky? Who's hungry? Yeah. So yeah, who knows? Who knows where I'll end up?
Well, if you end up back up here, then we can film in person. Then no more Zoom.
Oh,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
That would be very cool.
I do like it down here. And I mean, and somebody asked me, would I go home if, things had panned out differently? And I was like, no.
Right.
I don't know if that was bad or good, but at the moment I didn't want to. So do what you want. Whatever.
Yeah.
What was your question from before? Do you remember?
Oh, okay. So when I went to see you, before your party, we were passing through.
Oh God.
And
Is this about you know who?
yes. And there was a gentle woman who made
You
her
could give her a different name.
okay, what is her well, let's call her Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Let's call her Antoinette.
Swan.
So Antoinette was so I was with my boyfriend, and we were just around like the corner from Mick's house. So there were 3 mixed dudes chilling in a parking lot. No big deal.
3
Hair's
mixed
all
people
out.
chilling in a parking lot right
We
across the street from the police department.
Oh yeah, I was like, "Ah, they're loving this. But they're getting a kick out of this. But yeah, so we were just catching up, chatting, talking, existing,
minding our own business.
minding literally our own business because there's no other business to mind.
Literally, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
And somehow Madame Antoinette
Madame
found
Madame.
her way to our location.
She sniffs me out.
Yeah, either through what I would assume echolocation is really the only
Like an
way.
owl.
Yeah,
An owl or a whale.
here
Yep.
there was a major sense of activity, of part Negro activity occurring. And she approached the three of us, which
Ugh,
were having a great time. It's just nice to see everybody.
it's true.
We're chatting, we're catching up. I hadn't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
And we're chatting and catching up, and then I get my my white woman senses were tingling, and there was one approaching. And so
Like
we
Jaws.
and Don, I almost said his name, and my
Oops.
boyfriend was like, Hello, hi, uh,
Well, that's
hi."
Don who's, whoops.
It doesn't
He
matter.
is just like, go
Hello.
away. Who are
Can,
you?
can I help you? Like, you of all of us,
What
all
are you
four of us
doing?
standing here, you are suspicious, ma'am.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. Can we help you,
can
Antoinette?
I help you?
Madame.
And then there was the move to Mick of like, oh, yes, excuse me. This one belongs to me. And it was so aggressive, and
Yep.
it was so patronizing the way that after we clearly said that we are old friends and we are passing through and we are taking time to have a visit, have a catch up, have a lovely time, have enjoy the sun. It was like a beautiful day,
Yeah.
um, and we we made that clear, and she decided to make it very clear that she too was enjoying this beautiful day while speaking to the one that belongs to her. We don't belong to her. We weren't the ones. She was. Yeah,
Enjoying this beautiful day.
it was so weird. And like I've had plenty
Yeah.
of encounters like this because
Listen.
it's really, and I don't want to say that it's a racism thing, the way
Mm,
that this woman comes up. I it is the approach that she used. I was talking to Donovan on the way home. There was very much like, this one is mine energy.
yeah.
And I'm sure she's a nice lady, but
Deep down. Yeah. Deep, 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 deep.
somewhere down there she probably realizes something. Don't know exactly what it is that she would realize, but it was so uncomfortable to
Yep.
be a person, let alone like us, like all three of us.
Mm.
Three different mix. Like we are all mixed. We are all the same mix, but we are all so different. And we are our own little rainbow. And so
We
we
are.
we were existing there, and then I don't want to say a Karen, but like a Karen comes down and like separates. She physically tried to separate us from you. Like we were going to corrupt you or something from our
It's
youthful
all the
glow.
time. All the time. Any encounter in public where she is and where I am, every single time.
It was so uncomfortable. Donovan hated it. He's like, I feel dirty. And I'm like, he's like, I don't like it.
It's like I need to take a shower. I don't like
Yeah. It's like,
this.
what? And so and like the conversation wasn't even like, how are you? Oh, I heard you're moving. Like, it wasn't even that. It was like, your time is going to be spent in this way doing these things, and here's this thing that you're going to do, and
Yep.
and you need to do this, and here are the things that this and this. And I'm like, she just
Every
gave
time.
you a to-do list.
Every time. Every time. That's why I avoided her at all costs and why I eventually sent her a letter that said, I'm out.
Yeah, so how did you?
So she did not know that I was moving, and I
Mhm.
did not tell her on purpose
Mhm.
because First of all, didn't want her at my party.
Right.
Because she would be like, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
leeching.
Yeah.
And it's not about you. It's not me. It's my party.
Right.
So get out. Um, but she's just so much. So I hadn't talked to her. She'd come into the store and like basically strong armed me into helping her clean her house and like set it so that she could sell it. Meanwhile, like a week before, we had like tea and she had told me she didn't want to sell. She planned on not selling. So then
Yeah.
how in the next breath are you going to come in here and beg me to help you clean your house because you have an emergency showing on a Sunday afternoon? I work a full-time job. I had a honey. I have my family. I have my baby boy, my nephew
Right.
that I want to go see. Like, I don't have time for you.
Right.
And she was like, well, you helped Aaron clean like his house. I was like, I live with Aaron. I love Aaron. I owe Aaron anything. Aaron Basinski can have anything from me that he wants.
Right.
Anything. That man
Right.
has done so much for me my whole damn life. Aaron, baby, anything you want, you got it, okay? Anything. You name it,
Anything.
you got it. Because it's Aaron.
Right.
And so she said that. And she was like, you helped your mom. And I was like, that's my mom. What are you talking about? And she's like, I pay. This is like an angry voicemail. I pay you, like all this stuff. And I was like, why can't these people take no for an answer? I said, no, just because I have free time does not mean my time is free. I'm busy sitting on a couch eating chocolate chip cookies and drinking red wine. I am busy. Leave me alone. So she came into the store and like she thought I wasn't there. She was like going to leave me like this letter and like a present. Very weird. Like a New York Times article. I don't know. Whatever. So she saw that I was closing because I usually don't close. And I was closing. And I was like,
Frick.
I should have stayed hidden. I should have stayed in the back. Son of a bitch. And usually, people around the store know Marie Antoinette when she comes in. And they all run and hide because they can't stand her because she's such a pain in the ass. And she does it to herself.
Yeah.
She also sunk her teeth into my boss, Dad. And that's a fun story. I'll tell you about that too. Because he tried to like guilt trip me into talking to her again. I was like, no. So she comes in, she's like, I need you to do this. And I was like, fine, like whatever, just to get her to go away.
Right.
And she's like, well, it seems like you're upset. And I was like, 'cause like
you came to my job.
You came into my job to corner me to do another job for you.
Like you didn't just run into me while you were shopping.
Specifically came here to get me and nail my feet to the floor. Absolutely not. So of course I was going to say whatever it was to get her away from me. I was like, yeah, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call tomorrow, whatever. I never called her. So she's like, but like, how do other people get you to do things for them? I said, they do the shit that you're doing right now. And they bug me 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 until I say yes to get them to go away.
Right.
She's learning healthy boundaries. And now it's just no. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I fucking said no.
Because no.
No. Because no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
Now get out. So after she did that, I was like, I'll call you the next day. Never called her.
Good.
Time goes by. This was like May, June, July.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there. It was like getting close to me leaving. And I was like, I have any free time I have, I'm not hanging out with you. Like, no, I'm good. And so I never called her. She called me a couple of times and I was like, just delete. Didn't call her back. She would come into the store, but I wouldn't be there. And I'd be like, phew. And I'd just be like, like sneaking out and hiding. She eventually gets to my boss, Dad, and he was like, you need to tell Nina that you're moving. And I was like, no. And I said, what do you mean need to? Clearly you already told her. And he was like, well, I didn't tell her. Like somebody else told her. And I was like, you're lying. You definitely told her. You definitely told her. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. You all want me to stay because you all need something from me because you're all a bunch of bloodsuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think I'm running away?
Right.
From you.
Right.
Frick. So she had done this several times. She comes into the store crying to him in the middle of a grocery store. And this is like after I quit. So I was gone. Like I had a week where I was just like I wasn't working. Right. And I was like, that makes me so uncomfortable. So then I wrote her a really nice letter. while I was still home. And I mailed it out right before I left. And it was like, Dear Marie Antoinette, it's been real. It's been good. It ain't been real good. I said, I can't be your only person in this tiny town, which I was. And it was obvious.
Right.
Because nobody liked her because she did this to every single person.
Right. All the bridges burnt.
Use them all up until and she wouldn't take no for an answer. So then when they say no, it's like a scream. And she's like, I don't know why you're being so violent. I'm being violent because you won't leave me alone.
Right.
So I thought it was a really nicely worded letter where I was like, listen, I love you. I want the best for you. I hope you can find it. I said, these are the reasons I'm deciding not to continue our friendship, because you came into the store and stalked me to get me to basically be your slave. And I said no, because slavery is not a thing. And bye. Like, I hope you get to leave this town too, because you hate it here too. So leave. I don't hate it there, but I want to leave, so I left.
Right.
And she got the letter. Lily.
Oh no.
She wrote on the letter. She wrote back on the letter and sent the letter back to my address in New York. And I think I was there. Or I wasn't there. I can't remember. But she sent it back and Aaron got it. Oh, that's what Aaron got it. And he was like, you have a letter from my mom. And I was like, shut up. And so I think we read like the opening line and the last line. It was like I didn't want to read the whole thing because I would be just too upset. So I read like the PS and it was like, PS, you are not like my only support in this town. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I signed the letter, Mick B. And she was like, as if it would be anyone else. And I was like, all right, like, calm down. So I sent that letter back to her without responding. And she sent it back to me again with another letter. And that letter got forwarded to me down here. And I saw it in the mailbox and I didn't even open it. And she had like written on, so not only did she write like a thick ass letter, she wrote on the outside of the envelope too.
Oh my God.
She's one of those. So I just ripped it up and threw it away. I was like,
don't have that time and energy. No, thank you.
And so when Aaron had sent it back the first time, he wrote, as per her request, I'm sending this letter back to you because she is no longer here.
So funny. Like she moved.
Right? She did it with like a P.O. box instead of like her address. I was like, I know where you live. You're literally down the road from my parents.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, so we hella broke up. Thank God. Oh, but she did. So Maggie, you remember Maggie?
Yeah.
Maggie Karen. Her mother does framing, and Marie Antoinette had gone up to have something framed by Peg, who is a wonderful woman. Now, Peg didn't know that Marie didn't know that I moved, like that I didn't tell her. So like she thought everybody knew everything about everything.
Right.
And they're talking and they're shooting the shit. And she goes to Peggy, oh, so like, how's Vicky doing? And Peggy's like, oh, like, I guess she's doing great. Like, she had her party, blah, blah. And I think I just called myself my actual name, whatever. And she was like, Marie Antoinette was like, well, I think it was rather rash and rude and irresponsible of her to do that. And Peggy was like, I don't. I think it's great.
Yeah, like,
sweet Peggy. And Peg didn't know. Yeah, Peggy didn't know that I had broken up with Marie.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'd called her. Her daughter had called Camilla. So Hannah called Camilla. Camilla called me, and I called Peg. And I was like, how did it go with you know who? And she's like, oh my gosh, we were just talking about you. I said, yeah. Your daughter told Camilla, who told me, and now I'm calling you to ask how it went. And she's like, well, I didn't know that. She didn't know. And I was like, well, it's not your fault. And she's like, oh, well, I'm glad I played real stupid, because I was actually stupid to the fact. And I was like, yep. Because I guess Marie Antoinette was like, oh yeah, like I haven't heard from her. Like, I just like hope she's doing well. I just like, she hasn't contacted me yet. And I was like, she's not going to contact you, sis. Ever.
Like there is no contact.
There's no more. I saw a lady in Walmart down here that looked just like her, and I really just about shit my pants.
Oh my God.
Honest to God. I was like, drop my avocados and run.
Seriously. People need to keep an eye on,
Yeah,
on her.
honestly, keep an
Like,
eye.
just
Move away
show
from
up.
toxic people.
Yes.
All right?
And just, like,
Oh,
no. Like, no.
yeah,
No.
go away.
No.
Nope. I'm not your Negro.
No. It was
Goodbye
so, oh
to
wow,
you.
that was, we talked about that like for 2 days probably, because that was just, it was something else, man. Like, it
It's
was
hilarious.
something else. And she's like,
Yeah.
how do you know her? We're friends, but
Don't worry,
how do
bitch.
you, none of your damn business how I know somebody.
Don't worry about it.
Like, we
Get out.
literally just said we haven't seen each other in so long. Like, this is the
Yeah.
first time we've seen each other in, I don't know, it was probably like 2 years maybe. And she's
It was a
like,
long time,
oh,
yeah.
great. And literally stepped in between us.
And I'm like, I don't care. Go away. And you know who's super mean to her, and it's great? Aaron.
oh
She wrote him letters too
my God.
because she was so mad at him for being violent. And he was like, go away.
Yeah, go away.
He's like, get out of my shop and don't come back ever. And now she doesn't. Steer clear of me. That's what she said to him.
Steer clear of me.
Clear of
Lady,
me.
you're the one going into people's places of work.
Yep.
You're the one showing up in their lives. Oh, I did not like it.
Creeping up.
But then I went to your party. I came up for your party because I knew what day and like where it was, so I was able to
Right,
come
because
up.
I eventually got to tell you what day it was and the time. Nailed it.
And then
Got it. I was just so excited.
it was really cute. And now I have
It was a
2
fun
invitations.
Now you do. Nailed it.
So I went, and then I think that was the day I picked up I think that was the day. So really close to Vermont. And I picked up a couple Vermont lottery scratcheroonies.
Did you win?
And I got $300 on one.
Thanks, Vermont.
Yeah, and I actually have it literally right here. Hold on.
Oh my God.
So they were I don't know why it's just there. It's just been sitting there forever. So I have a other YouTube channel where I do lottery tickets, and I scratched this at the party because I was like, I'm like I was in the car right before I got there, and I was like, I just want to scratch it so bad. Like, I did not scratch it on camera, and this is what happens when I don't scratch things on camera. I actually win, but when I do scratch on camera, I don't. So don't get your hopes up if you're gonna go check that channel out. And I picked this up, and I never have seen anything like this in New York. Like, it was so crazy. And so I begged them. I was like, can I please keep that ticket? And they're like, no. And I was like, I had to do it. So I was like, please, like, can I please, like, you can have the barcode. Like, I can take a picture of it, but I would really love to keep the ticket. And I was like, here's my YouTube channel. Like, I gave them a business card. I was like, please, can I keep this ticket? And they're like, okay, we're taking the barcode. You can keep the ticket, but we could get in trouble. And I go, I don't think you're going to get in trouble. But if you do, leave a comment on one of my videos.
Like and subscribe and let me know what kind of trouble you're in.
And I'll try to help you out. And so this is the ticket. It's $300 winner.
That's a nice ticket.
Yeah, it was so nice. Look at all the winning numbers. 31s, 33s,
Wow,
20.
Look at all those 31s.
Yes.
Like 1,031s on there.
Yes.
33.
I was so stoked. I'm like, no freaking way. So
I would have peed myself.
yeah.
Wow.
So I was like,
so much luck at the party that didn't have a place or a time.
So much luck. And like, I made a
date.
new best friend that I've never spoken to again ever at your party.
Oh.
What's her name's date? Remember what's her name? I don't remember what's her name. Or her name.
What do they look like?
But she had the date and we were playing the card game.
Oh.
And she was like,
turns out he was a kind of a creep.
Oh, so not best friend.
He kind of, like, he asked to kiss her and she was like no, and he did it anyway. Yeah. And she was like, really, get out.
Why would he want to kiss her anyway? She was so mean to him.
I know.
And like, I guess
But
it's
she didn't
just,
really like him, which
yeah.
is why she was.
Okay, look, it was
You
such
know.
a weird situation. That was so weird.
It
Okay.
was odd.
So it was
It was
just a
odd.
bunch of us younger folk hanging out after the sun went down. And we were playing Cards Against Humanity. And I never played
Hmm.
that before because I don't like to be in groups of more than two people just in general. So why would we
For
play a card
sure.
game like that? So I was playing Cards Against Humanity for the first time. It was really fun. And there was a girl that I've never met before, one of Mick's friends. Very cool.
Yep.
I'm the odd man out in this place anyway. I'm the one who like traveled afar to come there. Everyone's
She
like,
came from faraway lands.
I came from faraway lands. Everyone's just like down the street, and so I was the admin now.
Literally.
And so I'm just chilling, taking it all in. A lot of people is a lot for me, so I'm just
Amen.
one breath at a time here. And we're playing Cards Against Humanity, and she brought a date to Mick's going away party.
Which was I remember being like, this is why are you doing that? And then it made sense. She was like, I think we should make it a thing where we like feel people out with our friends
Yeah.
as opposed to like getting to know them separately, liking them, bringing them around our friends, and then having our friends be like, this dude sucks.
Yeah.
This human sucks. Anyway, yeah, that was her, which I understand now.
I get it.
In the moment, I was like, no, leave.
Right. Strange because it's, I at least can kind of recognize, families, peeps, and
Yeah.
from other things and summers and all the stuff. I used to like just appear at Mick's house and then her mom would say,
And stay.
please don't go. Okay.
Just don't. And she did.
And so,
It's a good time.
there was like at least that. I'm not like a total stranger just showing up.
But
And
my mom recognized that guy.
yeah, because he's from the same area. There was like school and stuff.
So mom knew him, but I didn't recognize him. I was like,
That's
I don't
so
know.
funny.
She's like, you guys went to school together. I was like, I didn't. I don't know him.
Not this
Literally
brain.
don't know him.
That's
Nope.
so funny. And
Awkward.
I was really, I'm an open book. No, I'm not. I'm open to new experiences. So we're playing.
I'm a lotto ticket book.
Yeah. We'll open a lottery book in a heartbeat. But it very quickly dawned on me that this was a situation that she did not want to be in. Why? Because she wasn't in it. She
truly was not in it.
She was so far removed from this, at the time, we'll say poor guy, who was, just kind of tucked into a table and just praying for
Just
more White
hanging.
Claws, He was
More Trulies.
he really just wanted a Truly, and
Ugh.
that was it. But he was trying to like get her into it, into like
She wouldn't have it.
having a conversation. And oh my God, the snark, like it was solid. And my heart was like, just ask him to leave. Like, just say, okay, have a good night. Bye.
I think he drove.
We could have figured out a way to get her,
Yeah.
or him back to wherever they need to go.
Oh yeah,
You
no.
know. Like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
take a nice
Yeah, I
walk,
remember
call a cab or
I
something.
had a lot of questions
It was like
that night.
and it's one thing to be her in the situation and just be like, all right, well, that's a no-go. I'm gonna just live my life, and he's just also here. But like him, he was there, and like he showed up, like he showed up to the thing that he very easily could have been like, I don't know anybody there. This is weird. Like, I don't know if this is like a good, like, get to know each other type of situation. Like, everybody, I know nobody. Like, that's a lot to kind of put on somebody. Yeah. And he was there. He didn't disappear. He didn't leave. This is my brain before all the stuff. And so I was like, so my soul was like, all right, well, let's see how he does with this Cards Against the Humanity game or whatever, because I immediately fell in love with it because my brain is broken. So, thank you.
Nailed that.
And so, and like he had a really great sense of humor. He was very much like a country boy, which is fine, you know.
Country boy.
Which is fine, but he was very much country boy, and she clearly doesn't want country boy.
She did not catch the vibe.
Yeah, but I was like, okay. So I'm by myself. Like my boyfriend was home. He didn't really want to do the whole people thing, which is fine. So I'm like, so I feel bad at this point for this poor guy. So I'm like, all right, put your charming on, buckle it up and be charming and, try to get everyone at this table to get along with each other, because she was not getting along with him at all. She was so far from getting, like, she was rolling her eyes, and she was like, and then she just like, get up and leave. I'm like, girl, like I'm seeing all this play out, and I'm like, just ask him to leave. You just go, you leave, just say it's done. What is going on? And then it's just like the three of us at the table, and I am so confused.
Where did I go?
I don't know, people cleaning something.
Yeah, that's fair.
People happen. And I'm just like, what is happening? She's so mean to him. He's embarrassed. Like his face is red, like he's uncomfortable.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. I can't carry you two on my back anymore.
Get off.
What are you just got to get off?
Oh, no.
It was the most uncomfortable situation. And then of course he had to hit me with, are you related? So I sold him with the line, no, I'm just a coincidence.
Stop.
And he was like, I didn't mean it like that. I'm like, but you did, bro. Country boy.
He's a country boy. In his defense, though, a lot of my sisters were there, and we are related.
Yes.
So that's fair. Maybe he thought you were Sam, who ditched my party early.
Oh my God, so funny.
To go to the fair. That was the scandal of the century. Sorry, Sam, no shade.
Oh, yeah, there was the fair because we drove by it.
Yep.
Coming in.
She ditched me. She ditched my surprise to myself party.
How dare she?
That's okay. I'll remember that.
But
just kidding. No, I won't.
Then
Love
you
Sam.
moved.
Love you forever.
Yeah, right? Like what?
She came down here and surprised me for my birthday this year. So
that was cool.
All is forgiven.
That was really cool. That was so
forever
sweet.
Forgiven. If you guys
good.
have ever moved, if you've ever had people that have thought you were their slave, if you've ever witnessed a friend of a friend be really mean to some random dude at a party for seemingly no reason.
She was so mean to him.
We want to know. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about it. All right? Share it with us. Please comment. We don't get a lot of those.
No, yeah. Leave us a comment.
I comment.
I comment. I comment. If you see
one day
comments, click on the names. It might be my other channel commenting.
Hey, listen.
You
never know. There was somebody who Instagram DM'd us another podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who they were. They were like, "Hello, ladies," and I was like, "Hello."
Hi.
What do you want? It's like these people with Bitcoin. I could sell you your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Shut up. How are you even finding me? And you know what? I have one last question.
Yeah.
How do these people, if you're private, how do they find you to tag you in their weird iPhone scam? How do I stop that?
I don't think you can.
It's so annoying.
Weird. I don't know.
There's got to be a way.
We'll have to look into it.
I'll have to Google it. Anyway, if you guys know how to stop it,
yeah,
drop it in the comments.
Let us know.
I don't stop tagging me and shit. I don't like iPhones. I'm an Android girl.
She is an Android girl.
I've ever.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right, great. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe.
Thank you so much
Oh my
for
God.
watching this episode of Possible Outcomes. Like and subscribe. We drop new videos every Wednesday.